Well, hello and welcome back to this new podcast episode. And it's all about Canva. Canva. And I'm going to do it with my lovely and amazing Paula from Landed. And today we're going to be talking about what is Canva? How can we use Canva? Is Canva free? How can we actually, what is inside the creator for Canva program? And what are the kind of things that you can actually do if you want to create more passive income with Canva, if you want to sell on Etsy, on other platforms? And what are the downfalls about Canva? So tune in now and let's listen to our lovely Paula from Landed and myself.
Hey, I'm Veronica DiPolo, and with more than 15 years being a marketing strategist, you're going to experience the new way to promote your business with clear and unique messaging by giving you actionable marketing and messaging strategies that get you interested leads to transform the lives of your audiences so that you build up your brand with continuous momentum. Get ready, because here's where we say no to outdated marketing strategies and society norms, and we say yes to change from the inside out. Welcome to the Branding Momentum Podcast.
Hello.
Hello.
So today we're going to be talking about, here's Paula again from Landed, and we're going to be talking about Canva. And what is Canva? What is it used for? Tell me, my dear Paula. Enlighten me. You being a designer, what is it?
Canva is my favorite platform ever. Literally, I've been using Canva for years and it saved my life. I use it more than anything else because it's super simple. And according to them, they're the tool to empower everybody in the world to design anything and publish it anywhere. So you can use Canva worldwide. There are no limits. It is free for some things, so you can design whatever for free.
Mhm.
There's some limits to what elements and what videos and audio and all that stuff you can use, but the free version is totally fine.
What I loved about when Canva came out was that you didn't have to be a creative kind of person, right? You didn't have to know anything about designing, and you would simply just go in there and you had all these beautiful things that you don't even have to think about, and you just have to simply like change the color and change the font and maybe change the image behind it, and voila, you had an amazing, beautiful, and I love it because so many people, I've heard a lot of people, unfortunately, and maybe it's age as well, I don't know, but they're like, it's so hard. I'm like,
No.
it's so hard? I'm like, Photoshop is hard. Like, Canva is like for kids, if you ask me. So you would go in there, you change anything, you can actually, like anything that you may want to think that you want to do, you can do it in Canva. So hard was like 15 years ago that you had to hire a designer. Today, you have that and you're saving cost as well.
Well, there's one thing. So, Canva, you use templates. You can design, obviously. It's very easy to design, but obviously, it doesn't take like if you're a designer, you're gonna be able to design the same way or a bit more limited on Canva than on Figma, on Adobe, anywhere else. But if you're not a designer, you're gonna use templates, which is totally fine. Absolutely fine to use templates. But if you want really good designs, you're still gonna have to hire a designer. Because not everybody has the eye.
For sure, for sure. It's true. Not everyone has the eyes, but sometimes when you are on a low budget and you don't have that money, Canva is a great tool. Plus, you can also print it if you want to have a better result. But I mean, I think it's the first step into having a beautiful branding for your business. And then maybe if you are already growing and you're big, yes, do you need a designer to do everything for you, right? Do you agree?
Exactly. But also
Exactly.
remember Canva logos, so like logos made on Canva, they're property of Canva. So they're
Mm-hmm.
not your own property.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind. Yes, it could help you at the beginning, like to start, but it's much better to create it on any other platform. One, because you're gonna be able to vectorize it, so you can use it for your website, for print, for anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much helpful to do it outside of Canva. But if you're just starting out, it's totally okay if you
Yeah.
use one of those.
Exactly.
So yeah.
That's such a good point that you said about the logo because not many people realize that, yeah, you should, at, when you start, you should get somebody to do your logo. And then the other kind of things that you want to do for, like, I don't know, invitations and cards and posters and websites and little things like that, or like lead magnets or anything that you may want to put, like social media posts and all of that and reels. And Canva is perfect for that.
The best thing right now is that they've launched a website aspect
Hmm.
of it. So like if you do any presentations, if you do anything that's kind of looks like a website, you can convert it to an actual website with a domain,
Hmm.
and you can see how many visits you get, how many clicks you get, and it's super useful for creating the link in bio pages or creating like if you want to do a proposal to a client. In my
Hmm.
case, I now present them as websites, and it's super easy to click. So like I have buttons or I have go
Hmm.
to next slide or things like that. It's
Yeah,
super easy now because it converts my whole presentation into a website.
I agree. I think the moment they came out with websites in Canva, it's a game changer because you can be a freelancer of any kind of service, and you don't have to hire somebody to do an entire website for you. You can simply put it there, and they have so
Exactly.
many designs that are so easy and so clean and straightforward. You just simply have to put the right messaging to hook them and get the information that you want. You want that people, the user that is going to be going into that website, to actually understand what you're doing, what are your services, your prices, your offer. But just to have it in Canva, it makes it so much easier, don't you think? I mean, I wish I had it when we started. I mean,
Yes.
I've gone through so many websites, but I'm okay right now. I would change maybe if I could, probably to Canva. Why not? I mean, I love
Yeah.
being there,
Check out Veronica's website. It's super cool. She's designed it herself. So yeah.
but I do it in Wix.
I don't like Wix.
Yeah,
I've told you
yeah,
this like a
I
hundred
know,
times.
I know. I know, but most of the graphics are, I do
Yeah,
them in Canva, So most of the graphics and the GIFs and everything that I do, the little things, I do them in Canva and I export them to my website. So yeah,
all of our social media graphics are done in
hmm
Canva. Like for your
everything.
pages,
Hmm.
all of them are done in Canva.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, uh, even the digital products that we're doing, we do them in Canva. Everything we do them there. And it's so easy just to like simply
Exactly.
change colors and, and add a few things here and change a few things there and images. And it's a time saver. For us, it's a time saver. And people like convenience. And that's
Hmm.
what I think Canva does. It's convenient. It saves you time. It's not going to be forever. You're not going to be waiting for a result from somebody that is giving you something. No, you're getting it right away because you are doing it immediately, right? So the one thing that I wanted to ask you, my
Yeah.
lovely Paula, was you being this amazing designer, I know that you're also a creator. That you said, let's talk about a little bit
Yes.
about the Canva Creator Program. Tell me a little bit more about it because I'm pretty sure that some of my audiences would love to understand what's what is it involved inside? Like what does it have? Maybe they can become that. Who knows, right?
Yes.
What is it?
So, Canva Creator Program was introduced last year or so, so like
Mm-hmm.
2021, I think. And obviously, it's still better. It did launch to a couple of countries, not every single country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm from the Spanish Canva Creator Program, and we are a community of like 200, 300 people. So it's not that big, but we're just like chatting with each other all the time. Oh, I got this error message on this template. Can you help me out? So it's a very community focused program, which I love. I love communities. um, and it's basically all the templates that you see on Canva.
Mm-hmm.
They're made either by the Canva team or by creators. So it's
By
100%
creators.
done by
Okay.
creators and
Mm-hmm.
Canva creators from the Canva team, um,
Mm-hmm.
which are still super good. And congrats to the
Mm-hmm.
design team in Canva. But yeah, and it's super cool to do the templates because you get feedback from the Canva
Mm-hmm.
team and they tell you, hey, like this might not be the best thing. So, for example, we can't show brands. So, like brand names, logos, stuff like that. We cannot show it
Mm-hmm.
because copyright issues, all that stuff,
Right.
and you
Yeah.
might not get royalties from that. So, how you get paid with the Canva Creator Program is through royalties.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever
Right.
people use your templates, use
Mm-hmm.
download, you get royalties. So it's kind of like a
Right.
ratio. I think it was, now
Mm-hmm.
it's like per two uses and one download, you get, not like the numbers are weird because they're constantly changing. But yeah.
And can anybody sign up to this creator program in Canva, or do you need to have some specific amount of designs and things that you need to create?
No, no, so like you
Mm-hmm.
sign up, and I think you
Mm-hmm.
have to go through like, they have to check if you're eligible. So like you have a design
Mm-hmm.
background or you have a portfolio or something like that. Because obviously
Mm-hmm.
you need to know design. So like it's a must.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but
Well.
obviously anyone can sign up, I think. It also depends on the
Mm-hmm.
country. So there are some countries that are, I think they're closed. With our program, I think we're closed. I don't know. They haven't announced a lot
What do you mean closed?
recently about that because they're so like a lot like no one can enter anymore, I think,
Oh, okay.
for right
Okay.
now.
So
But
they're
they
not
can still
allowing
sign
more
up.
people
They can
from.
still
Okay.
go through the
Okay.
form.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
But
Well, that's
obviously
good to
you
know.
can message, you can email Canva. You can email Canva and they you can ask them and they'll
Right.
happily help you. But yeah. And but you obviously like there are
So,
two programs.
uh-huh.
So there's the Canva Creator and the normal one. So like the templates you see for
Mm-hmm.
businesses, for personal use, all that stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's the Canva Creator Education program. So it's more only teachers can apply,
Okay.
which is
Oh,
super
I've
cool
seen
because they
it. I've
create.
seen it. Yeah.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
It's super cool because on they do all the resources for teachers. So schools actually
Yeah.
use those resources and those templates. They do a lot of things for kids. Um, all the templates that you see that are more educational, so like documentaries, all
Hmm.
that stuff, they're made by the Canva education program
Interesting. So if you're in the educational niche
sector. Yeah.
industry, you should, you could, yeah, you could actually become a educational Canva part of the
Creator.
program, right? Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Canva
Interesting.
creator,
And they give you
educator.
money for that?
So you get paid
Mm-hmm.
in royalties. Obviously you get paid cents per download or per use,
Okay, yeah.
depending on the thing.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna
Um,
break the bank, but they're, yeah.
no, but there's like they have like a fund in a way, so like amount of money that they put for all the creators in the world, and then they distribute it for everybody. So
Right.
they have like I think it's millions of dollars. Obviously, Canva is based in Australia, so it's Australian
Yeah.
dollars. Um, and they
Mm-hmm.
have like this set amount of money. I don't really know what how much that is. It's pretty big. They each year they increase it more because obviously this is new. So I think this year they doubled it, which is super cool. I think we've reached like 6 million Canva creators all over the world, which is
Wow.
super cool.
Wow.
We're a lot of people, and yeah, so they distribute it, and then they calculate. So, for example, if you have 20,000 downloads, you might get 500 euros a month,
The euros that you didn't have before.
which is pretty nice. And what I've heard that like the person that has earned the most has been $10,000 a month.
But not
And
Australian.
there's
American.
actually, I think one of the creators. So you get paid depending on the country. So usually it's Australian dollars that then convert to euros.
Okay. Oh,
So
okay.
you
Okay.
get that,
Mm-hmm.
and you get paid through PayPal. And now they introduce the bank account. But obviously,
Okay.
with a bank account, you have to pay commissions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I get paid through Revolut, so it's kind of like yeah. um, but yeah, and one of the creators that earns like you have to have like 1 million downloads or something like that
Mm-hmm.
to get to 10,000. Um, and one of the creators in the Spanish creator program is reaching that goal,
Oh,
which is super
wow.
cool. But he
Wow.
works, I think, 8 hours a day on creating Canva templates. So
Imagine.
it takes
Okay,
time. It's a
tell
full
me
time job.
something. Yeah, it's a full-time job. Yeah, exactly. So, I know that, for example, I want to concise this few questions so that we talk about it a little bit more. So, for example, if somebody has an Etsy shop, right? Can you sell in Canva? And like, how can you legally sell the designs that you are creating in Canva? Because I also know with Etsy and the legality, there are a few things, and we know ourselves what we are able to do and what we cannot do. So I'll let you answer that one, and then I'll jump with you a little bit.
um, but yeah, yes, you can sell Canva templates legally, obviously, but you have to adhere to the Canva agreements and for commercial use. So there's certain things that you can do. So for example, using pro elements or using stuff that will get like you will take money from creators because you're selling your templates. So for example, every single pro element that you see on on the library, pro elements are
Hmm.
um, those like for example if you use a circle and it has the crown thing.
Let's be clear. pro
Exactly.
Canva
Exactly.
elements.
If it has the crown on a template, an element, photo,
Hmm.
anything, it's pro. So if you use it, you're basically taking money away from other creators, and Canva doesn't want that. So you need to check out like it's called the content license agreement on the Canva website
Mm.
and see if you meet all the requirements, and then you can start selling. There's not a lot of, it's not complicated. It's super easy. And Canva makes it easy to share templates. So, for example, I created social media graphics. You can literally just like when you're downloading the graphics, there's this button that says share it as a template, and it's that easy. You just put it up on your website or on Etsy or any other platform, and you just share it, and people can use your template.
Yeah, I love it. We yeah. So when we got into the our digital products in Canva, I'm not going to talk about the digital products. I'm just simply going to talk about how we do it in Canva. If somebody's interested in doing this for their business, if they want to get some passive income or some
Hmm.
extra cash. So one of the things that we do, and we let's say we want to create a post or social media post that we want to create for our, I don't know, maybe the beauty niche. Okay. So what we do is that when I search for images and pictures, I already filter it and say free. So I will only see the free images
Exactly.
that will allow me to actually incorporate into something that I will then sell. So you got to be sure that whenever you're doing something that you're going to be selling, put in the filter the free option. So you never get to either be tempted or use any of the pro Canva items that you see there. So stick to the free things and then do it for the for whatever that you want to be selling afterwards. And that already, you're already like, to me, you're already golden with whatever you're doing in Canva, and then later on selling. I don't know. Tell
Yes.
me, am I wrong?
You can also use stock image pages. Like
Mhm.
you can use the Canva photos, which kind of use pixels because pixels is
Mhm.
integrated into Canva. But you can use pixels, you can use pixel art, like you can use Unsplash. I am a fan of pixels and Unsplash because they also have video, which is super cool. And they're royalty free. So
Mhm.
you can
Mhm.
use it freely for your
Yeah.
business. It would be amazing if you would give credit to the
Exactly.
creators when using those. So a must. So for
Mhm.
example, if I do a proposal or like a mock project or stuff like that, and I use some people's photos, I tend to credit them in my portfolio. So it might help them with views and reach,
I think that
but it's
that's the
just a way
correct
to
way to
credit them.
do it with anybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, so I want you to guess how much money you could be making while selling Canva templates or Canva designs on Etsy. Like, take a guess.
I don't know. Like monthly.
The top, yeah, monthly. 20 to 30.
20 to 30
Yeah,
even worse.
20
Oh my
to
god.
30.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I think that's a full-time job that I would want to do.
Yeah,
Oh wow. Yeah, but that must be like you are creating content once a day?
no more.
More. Okay.
More than that.
Mhm.
Yeah. One of my
Mhm.
favorite Canva creators, he's called, I think his ad is My Social Designer. He's
Mhm.
like super good. And
Mhm.
he's a Canva creator that does Canva templates on Canva, but he also sells outside of Canva. And he has like hundreds, but like hundreds of templates. And I think he has a team dedicated to creating Canva templates,
Mm-hmm.
which is super cool. I also know another creator, Manu, who she has your social team and your template shop, those two accounts. And she creates the most beautiful templates ever. Shout out to Manu. She's amazing. And you can have them for a subscription. So she allows doors to be open, I think every 3 months or so. And you have access to a bolt of templates, from reels to reels covers to animated mockups to everything that you can think of. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen businesses, like big businesses, use those templates.
What is like the thing that you would say that Canva disappoints you in some way?
I can't design everything that I want. So I have limited design
You
flexibility.
cannot.
No. So
Mm-hmm.
I usually use for my designs, so like for my personal designs, I use Adobe XD because it just allows me to create any shapes that I want, add any photos that I want, whatever I want. What I do love about Canva is I can use video, I can use GIFs, I can use whatever, but I cannot create the shapes that I want. Um, I spend a lot of time looking for shapes and looking for elements. So it just limits, like, instead of creating a shape that I can make in under 1 minute or less, I have to spend a lot of time looking for the right shape. So I just prefer to make it on Adobe, certain designs. But obviously, like for example, for my clients who sometimes don't really care about shapes and all that stuff, because I'm very picky, um, I totally use Canva for the rest of things. So even video editing, you can now add subtitles on Canva and like select the duration of the subtitles, all that stuff. So super cool.
Thank you very much, everybody. I'll see you same time, same place next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.